Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the late posting. Had some technical difficulties to get taken care of, so unfortunately had to delay the entry of this weather overtime blog for Tuesday night. Thanks for joining us. It is a chilly one out there for this evening. Going to be seeing temperatures again on the cool side. A freeze warning for the area again tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. Let's jump right into it again for the temperatures today. Some 15 degrees below normal, and also seeing temperatures about 15 degrees below normal on the temperatures this morning, which we didn't officially get down to freezing this morning, but close enough out there, and we'll be seeing some very frosty conditions again tomorrow. We'll talk more about that coming up. A little breezy today, winds north-northwest at about 28 miles an hour, and nowhere close to our record highs and lows. We're still ahead for the month and the year by fractions of an inch, so doing okay on precipitation. Dry for now. CHI Memorial Stadium camera looking at 75 northbound over to 24 west and eastbound. At the junction again over into around south central Chattanooga for tonight. Looking good for travelers out there, not too hazy. You can see the lights off in the distance. You usually can't see that back into around the area here, looking back to way over toward the north end of Signal Mountain in some locations. So a little bit better on the visibility for tonight. Good visibility for them a couple of weeks ago, thanks to Dave R. from Meigs County. A nice double rainbow showing up there. First one, again, right on in between here, and the second, or the supernumerary rainbow, right through here. A gorgeous shot, how appropriate for St. Patrick's Day coming up. 2 pots of gold at the end of the rainbow. If you've got pictures at WDEF.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll find us out there someplace. Your picture could be our next West Shore home weather window picture of the day. Our next storm system way out toward around the northwestern coastal states. That's going to be heading our direction in the next several days, but we're not seeing any problems out of it for right now. This mess of a storm system will be digging a little farther to the south and then heading back to the north and to the east, so that'll be a problem for the upper Midwest. Kansas City, Des Moines, Omaha, Twin Cities, Great Lakes area, that is not going to be affecting us. We'll be waiting for Friday for that other storm system to arrive. The nor'easter off the East Coast, still on the strong side and doing a very good job of what it usually does, of taking a lot of moisture off of the ocean and dumping it over very cold air, and that's what we're seeing in southeast Canada and over much of the New England area for tonight. So if your travel plans involve, let's say, anything north of D.C., Baltimore, could be again some slow travel from Maine down to Maryland and also into around the tri-state area, so something to think about there. For us, we've got high pressure in control, not much of anything in the way of cloud cover, very clear, which means some very chilly temperatures for later on tonight with lows back around freezing. Remember, please scrape the entire windshield clean. Let's make certain that everybody gets to where they're going safely out there. We see again the possibility of temperatures a little bit warmer tomorrow and getting into and around the area of temperatures into excuse me, first time I've ever sneezed doing this. Apologies for that. Allergies are a killer these days. Mid-60s as we get into and around Thursday. I really need to get my antihistamines on board at this time. Temperatures very frosty starting things off, getting into Wednesday, but seeing some very mild conditions out there. Not quite as cold for the 10-day forecast. Much colder well back to our west in the next couple of days, so not looking too bad. Again, for tonight into tomorrow, we will see the potential of freezing conditions out there, so this is another killing frost tonight and another one possible into tomorrow. So for the entire News 12 viewing area, with the exception of southeastern Monroe County in the News 12 viewing area, a freeze warning will be in effect tonight until early Tuesday morning. So now's the time to get your plants indoors if you want to protect them, if you can. If you have to leave them outside, cover them up if at all possible. St. Patrick's Day on Friday, that storm system comes on through. Could be, again, the possibility of showers, maybe some thunderstorms there. Clearing out into the weekend, but also getting chilly. The last couple of days of the winter season will be feeling like it. It'll bounce back on the temperatures a little bit as we go into the first couple of hours of spring. That'll be at 5:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we'll see the potential of less in the way of anything involving very wet weather for the next couple of days after Friday. We do see the possibility of some more showers coming up on Tuesday. Too warm for anything but showers, no wind, no rain, and nothing in the way of severe weather, and no winter weather out there for the first full day of spring on Tuesday next. Looking at a few showers, but again, that should be about it. That dip in temperatures will be about the best winter weather we've had so far, back in the lower 50s to the mid to upper 40s, and could again be some frost out there with some temperatures back in the high 20s to the lower 30s. So if you're going to be outdoors at all, keep that in mind. Now's the time to get ready for severe weather, and over the next several weeks, the National Weather Services, plural, in Morristown, Tennessee, and Huntsville, Alabama, will be holding training sessions for a group called Skywarn. It's a volunteer organization. You don't get paid for it, but your information could help save lives. You need to know what to report back to the National Weather Service. The first meeting will be coming up in about a week and a half. That'll be on the 21st of March, 6 p.m. That'll be at the Lawson Building in Jasper, Tennessee. DeKalb and Jackson County, Alabama, under the National Weather Service of Huntsville. Your meeting will be Friday the 24th, a little bit later on that week, in Rainsville, Alabama, at the Northeast Alabama Community College Math, Science, and Engineering Building. And after that, in North Carolina, Cherokee County, which is covered by the News 12 viewing area, all you have to do is stop by Thursday, the 30th of March, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in Murphy, North Carolina, at the Tri-County Community College in the Crisp Building, room 100. You do have to register for these. They're totally free. They're paid for by your tax dollars and my tax dollars, but you do have to register for a seat, so please do that before you show up. Websites, again, for Morristown, weather.gov/MRX, and for Huntsville/HUN if you're in those particular areas. If you live in the Tennessee area, covered area of News 12, you can report again for a virtual Skywarn training class. That also, again, available. This was started during the pandemic, so everybody could get trained, but it was a remote session training. So if you'd like to know more, weather.gov/MRX, you can take the class here, and then when and if you're able, you should be able to show up and get more in person about that as well. Like to know more about this, plus a little bit more about the blizzard of 93, which 30 years ago, this area was just starting to see the effects subside. And if you'd like to know more about that, National Weather Service in Morristown has a very nice retrospect of what happened in those 72 hours. An amazing combination of factors, and very good to see this particular National Weather Service put this together. So great opportunity to learn more there. If you'd like to see us in your classroom, we'd love to drop by, but we don't drop by without permission or an invitation. So find out more at wdef.com/weather and find out more about our Weather in the Classroom segment. You can also find out more about what we do and how it works by dropping by our What I Want to Know show. That's part of our new segments about science, weather, technology, all sorts of things. And you can find that on my YouTube channel. You can also find a lot more posted not only on YouTube, but on several other channels as well. So if you've got an opportunity to see us out there in various locations, please drop by and see me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Counter Social, Reddit, Tumblr, YouTube, back into around the area of Chess and LI Chess if you'd like to check in for more on there. Also on Mastodon, and again, don't forget you can just plain email me as well at aonek@wdef.com if you'd like to drop by there. And of course, tons of information available at wdef.com/weather. Chip Chapman will have your forecast bright and early at 5 a.m. Wednesday for the Peak of the Week update. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon and evening to let you know more about what's happening. Thanks for joining me on the Tuesday evening's edition of Weather Overtime, and stay tuned for much more with News 12 on air and online.